Hey guys, it's Jason Fitzgerald with Strength Running, and look, I know that marathon training is really hard, and I don't think we would get so much satisfaction from running the marathon if the training wasn't so challenging. Part of the fun is overcoming that challenge. I know that when I look back on my best marathon ever, the 2011 Philadelphia Marathon, I ran my PR, I accomplished my goal of running under 240, and I ran 239.32. But what a lot of people don't know is that I felt pretty terrible during most of my marathon training. The workouts were going well, but I didn't feel good. The long runs were getting finished, but I didn't feel good doing them. And even though the volume was high, the workouts were going all right, and I was doing all these great long runs, I didn't feel good during any of it. And it was very disheartening for me. It was a total knock to my confidence. And so I completely understand this feeling that a lot of runners have, that when they get into marathon training, the fatigue just mounts and it gets worse and worse and you get more and more tired. And so I just got a question the other day, and it was basically, how tired should I expect to be while I'm marathon training? Should that fatigue build over time? Should I just get increasingly more tired as, I increase my mileage and do longer workouts and more challenging long runs? Or should it get a little bit easier as I get through the training? How should I be feeling? So first of all, you're probably not going to feel better and better and better as you go through marathon training. Nothing really works in that kind of linear way. So you're not going to feel a little bit better week after week after week. You can expect how you feel to kind of vary a little bit over time. Now, of course, when you're in the very beginning stages of marathon training, maybe your long run is relatively low compared to where it's going to get. So maybe your long run is in the 12 to 15 mile range. At that point, you shouldn't feel too fatigued. You should actually feel pretty good. But as your mileage starts getting higher, as your long runs start getting into the 17, 18, and longer miles range, and more specifically too, as your workouts get more challenging. So your tempo runs are going to get longer. Any goal marathon pace workouts that you're doing are going to get much longer. And any other workout is simply going to get faster and more challenging. It's in those periods of training that you are going to feel the most tired. You will feel fatigued, and that's the point. We want to feel tired when we're training for a marathon because it tells us that we're doing appropriate training. So if you're doing appropriate training, your body is going to be appropriately fatigued. That means that your body is going to rest, recover, then it will adapt to all the mileage and workouts and long runs that you've been doing, and then it gets stronger and faster. So at no point should you be excessively exhausted that you can't get up and do your run. Whether it's a workout or a long run, you should be able to complete the run and do it pretty much at whatever goal pace you've set for yourself. And if you are finding that you're simply getting too tired, that you are unable to finish the run or the workout or do it at the right pace, then that's a big red flag that maybe you are simply running too much, or more likely, you're running too fast. So let's slow things down. Let's take a couple real easy days to get your body back to neutral. Then you can resume your training, hopefully a little bit more strategically so you're not so tired. Now, while you shouldn't feel progressively better and better and better throughout marathon training because your training is getting more difficult and you're going to feel more fatigued over time, you also shouldn't expect to feel progressively worse over time. Because yes, it's true that your mileage and all of your training metrics are getting more challenging over time. The other thing too is that you're getting better over time. You are gaining endurance, you're gaining speed, and you are gaining capacity. Capacity for a higher workload and capacity for more stress. So I really would not think about this from a linear perspective. So you're not going to get progressively worse, and you're not going to feel progressively better over the course of marathon training. As long as you are able to do the workouts, as long as any tune-up races that you're running have pretty decent results. Just keep in mind you're in the middle of marathon training and you're probably not going to be running any PRs. You're carrying a lot of fatigue into those races, and you're not training specifically for those races. So don't expect any miracles on race day for your tune-up races, but if they are respectable, if you are getting somewhat close to your personal best, then those are all great signs that you are moving in the right direction, that your training is going well, and that once you taper and you start resting a little bit more and cutting back on the volume, you're going to feel just fine and you're probably going to race a great marathon. Now I want to hear from you. What marathon questions do you have? Whether it's training for the marathon or racing the marathon, I want to hear them. Leave a comment under this video and I'll try to reply to every single one that I get.